Oh, and I'm sure you're wondering why this throwback on the Day Show. Well, guess what? We have a Mr. Ofori joining us on the show today. Anyway, you're welcome to the Day Show. My name is Bella Mundi. I am your host as usual. And today we're throwing it all the way back to the 90s and the 2000s, you know, where Ofori Amponsah reigned. I mean, I would listen to all his songs, sing along, and I'm just so honored to have him join us on the show today. He'll be telling us a bit about why he recently also recorded a song for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ahead of the 2024 general elections and what life has been like for him as a superstar. And is he going back to becoming a pastor? You remember that tag, Pastor Alewa? Well, all that and more on the show today. But he's not the only one who'll be joining us. And Tamoti, Ghanaian blogger, will also be joining us to tell us a bit about his social campaigns and how far that has taken him. But you're welcome. Grab some popcorn, get some juice, take a seat, and get ready for this all-exciting episode. And a big thank you to all our sponsors. As usual, without them, we cannot come your way every Sunday at 3 p.m. And a big shout-out to my style team, BV Styling, Sarah Ban GH, and to Hair Affairs by Aisha and Nafsi MUA. You are welcome to the Day Show. And Tamoti. There he comes. Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you. Again, this time on the set.
Yes.
I hope you're well. Have a seat.
I'm good. You're looking, you're smashing.
Eish, this afternoon you've come with some energy. What's going on? I didn't know you were called Samuel.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people don't know because most people, call me Entamoti.
How did you get that name?
Entamoti?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, initially we started like entertainment and motivation. I always say this, it gets tricky. But so we're trying to, inspire the youth through entertainment. So motivating the youth through entertainment. Entertainment and motivation, basically.
Okay, I never thought about it.
Yeah.
I see. So you were doing the motivational messages or you were recording people?
Not necessarily motivational like your traditional motivational message, but the new generation, before you can really get them, it is through entertainment stuff, creativity stuff that you can actually get them. So, yeah, not your...
Basically, not your usual.
Yes, the usual. I started my job with...
how many years now have you been running Entamoti?
Entamoti has been running for the past 8 years.
What?
Yes. So... that's it. When I say it, people get surprised, but we've been doing a lot of work behind closed doors.
What led you to starting that? Was it a blog or what exactly were you doing in the beginning?
Yeah, so I started off as a writer.
Okay.
I'm a blogger anyways, even though now a lot of things have changed, which I'm sure we'll talk about it. So I started off as a writer. So I used to write for Ghana Web, Modern Ghana, all these, ACE platforms, publishing platforms. And someone discovered me, saw my articles, and even some of the editors that I used to write for was like, look, your writings are unparalleled. It's top notch. And so I realized that no, I really have to start something of my own. So that at the time I was even in Ghana Media School, so I had to start something. So that's where I started.
So you hadn't even completed your degree?
No.
In broadcast journalism?
No, at the time, no.
I see. So you set up a company before you left school? Yes,
I was in school and I started the entamoti.net, entamoti.com before now it's entamoti.net. So I was in school, most of the people that were even writing for me were students and stuff like that. So I was going on well, I was building connections, it was pretty much well. Yeah,
I started seeing your page a few times and I think what caught my attention was the name. I don't know, because you had the enter.mo.t or something. So I was wondering, okay, who is this person? Once in a while, I'll go check your page. But to be honest, I was like, oh, not another blogger again. And I'm sure you can imagine why I was thinking that, because a lot of us, we have our perception about bloggers.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm sure for you, maybe you started off as a regular Ghanaian blogger, but you probably, fine-tuned along the line. What led you to that point?
Yeah, obviously, as you grow, you learn a lot of things. You study your environment, you try to, adapt and stuff like that. So, yeah, there've been a lot of changes through my personal journey as a blogger. Now I'm even more involved in assisting content creators in monetizing their platforms. With I introduced the YouTube Creators Festival, which is now the Ghana Creators Festival. That was my event, which is still happening, 4 years
Well
still happening.
done.
We've helped a lot of leading content creators in Ghana to be able to, monetize their platforms. Even before Facebook started helping creators to monetize.
Yeah.
I mean, I have aggregated for top brands, national brands, to help a lot of content creators in Ghana to, monetize their platform. So yeah, it's been
a good one.
it's been good, yeah.
Now, aside that as well, like you started a campaign to end the use of tramadol. This was what, 2019?
Yeah, I think that's a while back. I think that was
Yeah.
a time where we had a surge of a lot of people, a lot of young people, going through the addiction phase. And I mean, for me, as I said, I just have to look into my environment. And I realized that it was so accessible. Now that was the main challenge. It was so accessible because someone could just walk into the drugstore, pharmacy, and it's like, oh, I want a tramadol.
Yeah.
No prescription, absolutely nothing, and then they give it to their person. And I had people that I knew that were abusing these medications, and I mean it was serious. So that was what led to some of the push. I mean, for me, in some of my writings and the things that I was saying on some of the interviews and stuff. That look, then it must be banned. I mean, totally. Obviously, there are other drugs that could combat pain and other stuff. I mean, I'm no expert on medical fields.
I was going to ask, was it based on just a personal experience yourself? Did you have someone close to you who was abusing tramadol? Or was it just because you realized, it was very common amongst the young people?
Yeah, it was everywhere. Honestly, I did not have a friend or maybe a family member who was into that.
Okay.
But, I mean, they were everywhere. I don't know, it got to a time, you're walking on the street and you see someone zombied on the street, like they are just there, and they've abused this particular drug, because that was what, they were getting to. So, I mean, yeah, basically that was it. I didn't have an immediate family member who was, but it was something that I felt like, we needed to do something about.
But how did this campaign, how did this campaign impact your brand?
Impacting my brand. I mean, I think that was a challenge for myself, not necessarily my brand, because I feel like as people like us, like online bloggers, journalists, we have a voice.
Yeah.
A lot of people do. They read what we post out there. They listen to us. So if there are certain things, some social maladies and other things that are happening around us, then there must be that kind of movement. It shouldn't always be the norm, who's doing what, who's gossiping, who's doing that.
Yeah.
No, we must use our make our voices be heard. You know what I mean? So for me, it was a personal challenge that I was happy to achieve.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And that wasn't only the social vice that you were fighting at that time. You're also fighting something else.
Revenge porn. I think revenge porn was also another thing, because we saw a lot of malicious people's ex trying to put in people's nudity online, and it was everywhere. And I felt like at the time, I don't know whether there was some sort of proper laws to combat this, to really put people behind bars for doing this. And what I realized was that most of the ladies, they were the victims, right? And most of them, they don't know what to do. So we're trying to create a hub where we could have, psychologists, therapists, and legal people and all of that to, address this issue. So if, let's say, your ex-boyfriend or someone that you knew, they are trying to threaten you with some sort of a video or something like that, you come to this place because sometimes, most of the time, the ladies are shy, which is true, which I agree, because they go to the police station to make these reports, and the first thing they start to do is to judge them. Yeah. So why would you allow yourself for someone to record? And that was a problem, So that was what we were trying to do. I mean, I did not really get the support that I need.
What kind of support did you need?
Because I remember I remember I went to the Commission of Human Rights Administrative, and the support that I need I didn't get, because I wanted us to work really closely about this, make sure this can actually affect certain government laws and other things, but I feel like they did not really welcome the initiative. I'm not too sure, but that was what happened. I mean, I had a meeting and all of that, but so we were just trying to do in our own way, putting some videos out there to create the awareness. And funny enough, we got some few girls coming up telling their stories here and there, and we just saw how best we could help them.
It hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
It's something I don't think would ever stop.
Yeah.
At least it is reduced. And in recent time, we've seen people, and you see, revenge porn is not only about the ex, but it's also about the people who share it on social media.
Exactly.
You know, and most of them don't have any idea that if you're sharing someone's nudity
It's
online,
even a crime.
You can go to jail for it.
Exactly. And why must you? The recent one that came, I mean, some young lady, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I realized that it was even ladies that kept sharing the thing. I was on Snap and one lady came to ask me, do you have the video of the... I was shocked to the core. I'm like, wait, what? So this can happen to you, right?
Exactly.
And you will not be happy if people kept sharing it, like, oh, because you're a blogger, I thought maybe you could have the video. I quickly blocked her. And she was scared. I'm like, you are a lady and this can also happen to you. So I feel like we also have to educate ourselves as young people, and we have to know the consequences of some of these things, and also know that resharing some of these content can go a long way to you know, damage you yourself and your environment. Are
you still continuing with this campaign, or you've?
Yeah, for now, I mean, it's a little bit on the low. It's something that I'm looking at, you know, taking on a larger scale. You know, obviously, because as you said, it's still happening. You know, even though when we started, we did not really get a fan that I need. Obviously, now we've built a lot of connections in the industry, and we know a lot of people. So obviously, it will be smooth. So yeah, I'll take your word for it.
but I mean, for you, what's the plan now? Running this company, where are we going with Entomoti Limited?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, the goal is to really help young creatives, and it is already happening. We have been making a lot of noise about how it is important for digital skills, for young people to acquire digital skills. I was on YouTube platform as early as I could remember, since when I just got started, and I was making something very good for myself. I was even able to employ people under me, and it was good. And I was very young because I was still under 25 at the time. So if this is it, I mean, we talk about unemployment, we always try to blame the government, people are jackpotting everywhere. You know, we need to look at and study the opportunities that are around us. And because once we try to close our mind about the opportunities that we have on the lands, and everybody is focused like, no, I have to get out of this country, I have to do this, you shut the opportunities because it will not get to you. So, I mean, for me, that's what I've been working on ever since with the Creators Festival. Recently, I started a personal brand, which is something on the side. But it is all through digital skills. So I'm just hoping that we can train a lot of young people to acquire digital skills so that they can also monetize
So when is your next YouTube conference? Yeah,
so now is the Ghana Creators Festival. It's happening 25th
of October.
Yes. 25th October, and so that's what is happening. We have a myriad of speakers: Woody Maya, Kwadwo Sheldon. We have people coming from South Africa, Nigeria. We've had Mark Angel before, so it's a great event, and I'm hoping that people that are in the creative space will actually be there. I'm inviting you as well.
I will be there for sure.
It's a great event at Jumbo Spaces. So visit ytcreatorsfestival.com, and then you can get a lot of info about it.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I wish you the very best. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
And keep on with the campaign. It's important that we also educate the young people out there.
Thank you.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Anyway, so like I told you, the man himself is joining us for the first time. I don't even think I've interviewed him before. Or if I have, I really don't remember. But I'm such a big fan of his music. I remember as young as I was, my dad would buy his album and he would just keep playing it all over the place. And that's how I fell in love with his music. My favorite, however, is Emmanuel. And so we're going to use that to welcome the legend, Ofori Amponsah. Phils, are you ready? Let's go. Thank you for joining us. Please have a seat. Tell me, Emanuela is your favorite too?
I think so.
Is it?
I mean, Otolega too is like something
That was also huge.
Yes, it's also.
I remember Otolega was like
very,
crazy.
it's a good song.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, but me, Manuela, any day.
Right.
I don't know what that song did to me.
Wow.
But like I said, my father had your album, so
Wow.
he'll play all the songs, and I literally learned, I could sing every song.
I'm flattered.
Oh yes, you should be, you should be. And my concern is, why are you not recording those kind of songs anymore?
You know, I started way back in school when I was like about 13, 14 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and then trying to search for a producer, it took another 10 years for me to come out. So I was like, I came out when I was around 24 years.
Oh, wow.
And so I've been doing this for almost 24 years. And Charlie, it's...
Wabre, you're tired?
Kind of.
But you do timeless music, so you shouldn't be tired. I mean, even if you come out 10 years later, we'll still get a banger.
We're still working on it.
You're working on it.
Yeah.
I hope you're not changing your music necessarily. We like the old Highlife music.
No, I
that we can
myself,
jam to.
I just sing what I feel. I don't
Okay.
sing what is going on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But you're saying it took you 10 years to find a producer.
Of course.
Was that along the line when, I don't even know who discovered, was it Daddy Lumba?
Yeah,
or
it's Daddy Lumba.
It was Daddy Lumba.
Yeah.
So I remember when you started singing, and I'm sure you got that a lot. A lot of people
Right.
thought that was Daddy Lumba.
Of course, because I was like, you know, working with him for quite a long time, 5 years before I came out. So it's natural that his, you know, things will rub off me.
Rub
I
off.
mean,
Did it upset you when people thought, like, you know, you've worked so hard to record a song and someone says, oh, that's Daddy Lumba?
The problem should be the first song that
Okay.
I did with him, Ohochere. And most of the backgrounds, like most of the background was sung by me.
Okay.
And the voice was a bit like, you know, so
It was similar.
that was where it all started. But it's good to be, you know, compared with the great. So
So you didn't have a problem. You're being very honest. Like,
I'm being
and
honest
sure,
with you.
Kakrebi said, now then I made me want my voice. I will be casting.
No, of course, if my songs were not selling,
Yeah.
then that would be a problem. But like, you know, I made it to the highest. So
Those days, what was being a star like? You know, we didn't have social media then, you know, as much as we do now.
You know, I'm never a star. Like, I'm this ordinary Ofori Amponsah. I just, this is how I live. This is my simple
You've never
life.
seen yourself as a star?
No.
Me, I'm telling you you're a star. You don't want to accept it. What is that?
Yeah, because in me, I just live a simple life. I'm a very simple person, and I see life differently.
How do you see life?
Well, from the perspective of believing in God,
Okay.
and then, you know, just seeing how short life is. I just like, you know, every day could be your last.
Exactly.
You know, so that's how I think. I think like, you know, we should just like get back and see things from, you know, from the
that
background.
perspective.
Yeah.
You're telling me at the age of 24, 25, 26, you were seeing life that way already?
Of course.
Because at such a young age, when fame hits you like that, you know all the girls are coming at you.
Oh, no.
Everywhere you go, everybody says, Ofori Amponsah, that's him.
You know, like actually,
And you're driving a flashy car then. It was a,
Oh,
it
man.
was a certain color. I don't remember what. I was pretty young then, but I used to follow that a lot.
Yeah.
You had a very colorful car then.
Oh, but
Okay.
being kind
Okay, so that-
also,
okay.
so me too, who particular one. Okay.
Well, maybe one of your first cars. I really
Yeah.
don't remember the
Right,
color.
right.
But at that time, it must have gotten to you at a point. Say, hey, me and Uncle For.
No, actually,
You know.
I had to go through a lot before I became Ofori Amponsah. So when I became Ofori Amponsah, it was like, you know, everything was gone. The joy to come out, was just gone.
What did you
know.
go through?
It was kind of hard. It's not like, you know, right now you can just like enter a studio and record. But that time, it was, you know, a few studios, a few producers, and then just getting somebody to just like listen to your songs wasn't as easy as, you know, today you can just like drop it on the internet and it's gone.
Exactly.
So that was a big of a problem for me, getting somebody just to listen to my songs. And that time too, I was singing a bit differently. Like I started writing Odomrefi and theater in a different vein.
Oh, it wasn't the theater that we know.
It's an theater.
But you were saying you were writing it in a different vein, like
No, those songs, they were not playing that kind of trend that time.
at that time, eh?
Right, so it was a
Okay.
bit difficult getting somebody. But when I met that Lumba was the time.
How did you meet him?
Well, I was just like, I go out every day with my CD and then just try to find somebody to listen to my songs. I was in school, so after school, I would just like pick my CDs and go around. And then I went to a CD shop, I think around La Paz. That was the last day I just wanted to give up because I was working for about 4 years trying to find somebody. So when I got to that place and I asked the guy, Charlie, do you produce? Because I just, and he said, I don't produce, but do you have a song? I said, yes. I said, okay, let me listen to the songs. So he just, started listening, just nodding and said, Charlie, these songs are great.
Yeah.
I think that Lumba is searching for young guys to, can you, so he was my breakthrough.
Wow.
That guy was, actually.
Are you still in touch with that guy?
I can't
You
even
can't find him? Oh, my word. So your first day when you met Daddy Lumba, what was it like?
Well, I went, the first day I couldn't just like meet him, so I went the next day. And the next day I met him and he was like, somebody was just cutting his hair, let me say. And then he just said, are you Ofori Amponsah? I said, yes. He said, you this small boy, are you the one who sang this song?
Yeah.
I said, yes. He just entered the room, came back with an envelope. That was like 5,000 those times, like 50 million those times.
That was a lot.
And he said, you're a star.
Just like that?
Just like that. But it took another 4 years, 5 years before the songs
Why?
actually came. Well, there was a problem. He also gave up on production.
Oh.
And I was in school that time, and I was sacked from school for just going to sing. And so I was like on the street for 4 years.
Okay.
So that was the reason, but by divine intervention, the songs
It just
came
happened.
out. Yeah.
So the first song that introduced you to people was Wohun Chere.
And theater, yeah.
And theater. And then after that, what, you released an album almost immediately?
I released an album after 2 years, Asil.
Yes.
Which was also a great song.
I remember that.
Yeah. And then the rest is history.
It's history. But it was interesting because, when everybody was enjoying your music, and at that time I had also just started my career, I was like a year into it.
Right.
So I was doing a lot of entertainment stories.
Right.
Then I had to report that you had found God. So you say you're not doing those songs again. And I said, Ofori Amponsah, what happened?
Actually, this, as I said before, this world is a spiritual world. We live physically, but it's a spiritual world. And the gifts that we have comes from God.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just take a break because if the song is not coming, if you are not in the mood, then you cannot write in a song.
Yeah.
But that time too, I had my own personal challenges. I was doing this thing for a long time and I needed a break.
Okay, the
And
music,
first,
you mean?
Yeah. The first thing was like, I needed to find God. I mean, when I say God, people don't actually understand.
Yeah.
I needed to find myself again. And I think the break was a very good thing for me. Because actually, I was a bit going wayward until I just like took a break and then came back. And right now, I am successful than before. 100 times successful.
Because you gave your life to Christ. And
No, actually. No, I mean, I was a Christian before I became Ofori Amponsah.
Okay.
So,
but you became a pastor?
Actually, I was leading songs and music in church. And I was a worship leader in church. I was a lay preacher in church before I became Ofori Amponsah. I never knew I would become a High-Life star. I thought I was going into ministry before I became Ofori Amponsah. So it was actually, just sitting back and missing, there is this thing that people don't actually know. The relationship between God and man is sweeter than the relationship between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
It's the sweetest thing I've ever encountered.
Okay.
And so actually I wanted to, come back and try to pick myself up in my Christian,
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't like I was trying to become. I was already.
You're already a man of God. Whether they like it or not.
I am still.
You still are?
I am. God gives a gift, He never takes it. You give your life to Christ, you never take it back. It's not like,
No,
Yeah.
but let me understand something. Because like you said, you now started singing gospel music,
Right.
leading the church. And then a couple of years later, you released Alewa. So you remember everybody was calling you Pastor Alewa.
Yeah.
I'm guilty. I was one of them. When I'm doing your stories, I said that Pastor Alewa is back.
No, actually, it's okay. Bella, this music thing, life in itself is hard. I mean, you never like it. One day you hear Ofori Amponsah is drinking and smoking or
and
just
all that,
like,
yeah.
on weed or high. You never be happy, actually. But if you don't, take your time to connect yourself to God, that's what happens. This is a spiritual job. And you could just go away.
So is that what happened to you? You lost?
No, actually. But I had my own challenges, like, relationship-wise, and a lot of stuff going around me. So I had to just like take a break a bit. Yeah.
And then I still don't understand though, Ofori Amponsah. So is it that the journey with God was a little difficult for you? Maybe you were new in it, you didn't seem to understand.
I'm not new.
I'm talking about then, not now.
Okay.
That at that time.
So actually, let me just like paint this picture for you.
Please do.
Ofori Amponsah was already in church, singing in church before I became Ofori Amponsah. So it's not like I gave my life. I was already doing that. I don't want to speak about it today, but like, a gift like, okay, I'll just sit down and say, okay, the year 2020, this will happen.
Oh, you could prophesy.
Of course.
Do you still?
It is. It's a gift. Oh. It is a gift. And so that was what I was doing in church before I became Ofori Amponsah.
Okay.
And so for me, my platform was the music. For example, I'm in the studio, and then it just comes like the year 2020, this is what's going to happen. So I put it in the song.
Okay.
Because I don't have a church. So I just put it in the song.
In the song.
And so that's actually my gift than even the music.
And so you're still very active in church at the moment? And as you see, I say, I backslide.
No, I will never run away from God. Listen,
it's not an easy journey.
It is not.
Yeah.
It is not. But pick yourself up whenever you fall. Listen, when you fail to succeed in life.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like one of those things for me. Yeah.
So would you say then that as a musician, it's not wrong for you to believe in God, to be in church, etc.,
No,
still sing about love and, love.
God is love. And actually, when you read the Bible, Apostle Paul compared, the love between a man and a woman to the love between God and the church.
Yeah.
You understand? So singing about love is nothing. But you are the only person who listens to the music playing in you. So at any particular point in time, you need to listen to the song that is playing inside you.
But at the same time, you are releasing a song that might lead someone to also
have a baby.
Sin. Or me feel you bad girl and they're chasing women and stuff. So then people might say that.
Who actually created that thing?
What thing?
Was it me? Who actually created the man and the woman and, the bad thing?
Oh, me, I'm not judging. I'm just asking.
That is religion.
Okay.
Religion for you, because religious people will just like say that. Yeah. Actually, a doctor will just like go and see a woman's part and it's okay.
Yeah.
A musician will sing and it's sin.
Yeah, but not sin necessarily, but you have a lot of
Have you ever read the Songs of Solomon? Have you?
Not entirely.
Please read it.
I should take my time.
It's so nice. It's
so that's beautiful. Why that's what you're likening to your music, eh?
No, actually, as I said, music doesn't come from me. It's a gift. It's like you can sit down to write something, okay, create something, but the actual gift comes from God. So if you follow the actual gift, you will hear at any time what you have to sing. It's like the words is given to you. It's not like you sit down to. I don't sit down to create anything.
God speaks to you.
Of course.
What's he telling you now? What's he telling you?
Oh no,
because your fans are waiting.
Okay, actually, I would say we are all, Ghana is a Christian country. We just need to pray. Prayer is very important. Actually, when I was coming, I was telling somebody, without prayer, I wouldn't be Ofori Amponsah here today. So prayer is the most important thing to me. Like it connects me with my maker.
Okay.
And that's yeah.
And for you, that's it.
Yep.
So is he also telling you what songs are next? Have you written a number of songs? I can imagine how many songs you have that you haven't released.
I have written a lot, but I have lost the energy to sing. Just like the energy to, I will sit in the studio, create a song, and it's on a computer, just doing nothing.
Yeah. And
the energy to just like go out there is not more there.
Why? What happened?
Actually, probably it's tiredness.
Okay.
Tiredness. And as I said before, the interest is...
It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Is it because music has changed over time?
No. It's better now. For me, I'm getting paid better today with all my songs on the internet than even before.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You still make money off your songs?
Oh,
wow,
what do you think?
nice.
Yeah, I'm blessed though.
You are?
When people see somebody like me, the way I am, I just don't know. I don't show off. I don't show off like, but I am blessed. I thank God for my life, and I thank God for where He has, brought me so far. so far so good.
So you're making the money. That's why you're tired of us. So you don't see why.
Well,
you should go into the studio and record.
No, it's not. But like I'm even making money on shows than even
than before.
So it's like
So you're good.
Very good.
I mean, I've heard a few people complain that your performance on stage is not as energetic as this, what they listen to on the CDs.
Yeah.
They usually expect a lot more, but then you come on stage and it's not.
There are a lot people say about me, and actually it's politics. So when it comes to the music, any mistake you do, you just like people will just like bash you with it so that Yeah. But I don't think so.
It doesn't bother you when people say that?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think your stage performance is top
No,
notch?
I don't. Like first, I would say yes, because that time we were just like riding high, and we just like didn't take care in preparations. This one call you, and so sometimes you go to 4 places a night.
Exactly.
And you just like break down. But now you just like come and listen to the songs, and you won't believe it. Yeah.
So what are you expending your energy on? What are you doing at the moment? Do you have businesses you're running on the side?
Yes, I do. I love building. I love building. I am into construction, and that is my favorite thing I'm doing.
That you're doing. Now. So you're more like what, an architect or? Of
course, I have all that. I draw all my plans. I do, and then I monitor just like how the building should come up.
Okay, Ofori Amponsah Ventures.
Well, one day it will come out like that.
Maybe one day.
Right now, I'm just doing it so that I don't just waste my money.
Okay.
Yeah, putting my money where, I feel is secured. You know, because life, this is what I tell people. You have to, make sure you are secured financially, so that you don't go on the street.
And you're doing politics on the side too, Anna.
Everyone is in politics in Ghana.
Everybody's doing politics.
Either you are A or B. So.
Are you sure?
Of course.
There are people who are still very neutral.
I have been neutral for a long time, but I have been Dankwabuzia even before I became. My father I was in the former president of Ghana, Afrifa, used to come to my dad. Sit down. So I got interested in politics, at a very tender age.
Okay.
Because I was listening to them. Yeah. So I was in it, but actually because of my business, I had to just
stay away from it. But now you've shown face. Because you recorded a song recently for Dr. Baume.
Yeah, I've shown face.
So that means...
For me, I think whenever people go through a lot in life, we make wrong decisions. And then the economic situation of the country could lead people to just like make a decision which will not, augur well for the country.
Yeah.
Every country goes through this, phase of like, going through financial challenges.
Yeah.
And this is the time Ghana we are going through it. We don't have to just like, give up and tell people like, okay, this one, because no one particular person can fix this until this whole country will come together to fix it. It's not fixable.
Okay.
Okay, for example, today, maybe the dollar is 16. Mahama will come, it will be 25. Another will come, the next 10 years, probably if God permits and we are living, Bella, you interview me again as I told you. It's not, we have to, do an introspection as a people so that to know what exactly is ailing, our economy. Our country as a whole. And so for me, the step of like, especially educating the youth is something that I hold, the reason why I hold on to the NPP. And,
You're talking about free SHS?
Of course.
Oh, okay. So that's why you...
No, not that one alone, because they actually introduce a lot of, interventionist programs, even more than the other side. For me, I'm not, I'm purely NPP, I will tell you.
Oh, you've always been?
I have always been.
Okay, so doing a song for Dr. Baume is nothing new that people should be shocked
and actually,
about.
I see something different in that man.
What exactly?
I see him to be the future of this nation. I see him that he will transform. And especially people don't actually understand. People actually think about bread and butter alone. But there are certain times that people in places will take decisions to change the destiny of a nation. And I believe that man sees that in this time, in this digital age, something should be done for our country, and he sees that vision of a digital Ghana, and I believe that is a good thing.
But what do you say when people say that he's the vice president?
Right.
He's the head of the economic management team.
Right.
So if there was going to be any change, we should have felt it within this period, so that it makes his journey to become president easier.
When I'm driving a car, the mate is inside.
Hey, are you also bringing driver and mate to this conversation?
Actually, you know that for me, Dr. Bawumia has been the most, the most visible vice president I've ever seen in Ghana. For me.
Okay.
So the vice presidency is something ceremonial. Unless the president is gone, unless the president is gone, then you just like take the seat.
The seat.
So the vice presidency is almost ceremonial. You cannot be in charge. You can have an advice, you can give an advice, but that doesn't mean the advice will be taken.
You see, I don't want to get too political,
Right.
But when you say this,
No, it's
I mean,
true.
he was
It's a fact.
touted as.
Listen.
Oh, I understand. Hold
It's
on.
a fact.
He was touted as an economic whiz kid.
Right.
The reason they brought him on board was because he knows the numbers. He knows how to turn the economy around.
Right.
So if after 8 years we're being told that it's a ceremonial, more like a ceremonial position, why was that not touted at the beginning? So we understand that he's not the one we should rely on.
What we are facing as a country is like we are facing external shocks. Shocks from...
You're sounding like...
No, it's true. I did
an
economics
NPP
in
communications
school.
person.
No, I did economics in school, so I know.
I see.
And so, actually, what I feel for this nation, especially when I see people on ships going to Italy and stuff, I cry in my heart.
Yeah.
Because there's so much opportunity here in this country that people don't see. When it comes to farming, there's a lot. But people actually don't love what will bring them money. Everyone will cut corners for money. And when everybody is cutting corners for money, what economy do we have? And so, as I said, we have to do an introspection as a country. Because I think one party cannot do it. We have to come together and then fix this nation together.
I heard what Apietu's posted.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you were in the studio recording and he did a video. Oh, you didn't know about that as well?
No, I saw it.
Oh, you saw it, exactly. Yeah. So that's how a number of...
Like,
you said the song is not out?
No,
I thought it was because I've listened to it.
Oh, really?
Matthew.
But I heard somebody comment, "Hungry man." Oh. And actually, but I one day invite you to my house. Okay. I one day invite you to like the stuff that I've done, and I think I will be doing people disservice if I don't actually tell them, hey, after going through a look at what I've done.
Yeah.
You know, I am somebody who is just reserved, and I don't want that thing. But
you didn't do it because of money. That's basically what you're trying to say. No. You don't need the money.
Listen, this whole year, if I play 10 shows, and let me say, one is $10,000 or $7,000. How much do I have?
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Okay.
I don't need anybody. I don't need this thing to say. No. Actually, it can't even buy me. If I get that, it can't even buy me a car. So why? I am doing it because I believe.
Has Doctor heard the song? Has he gotten back to you on what he thinks about the song?
Yeah, I don't actually know, but he'll actually listen to it. Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, congratulations on that, by the way. So you decided on your own that you want to do something.
I did on my own.
It's not like anybody from the party called you.
No. If anybody comes up from anywhere that I support, if, for example, NDC comes up, there's somebody I support.
Yeah, then you would.
I have already seen I like the former president. He's a very nice person.
Okay.
You know, articulate. He's well spoken and all that. But I've also experienced his leadership.
Yeah.
I think we should go forward. For me, that's my opinion. Okay. If Ghana doesn't and they vote, no, that's fine.
The way you say go forward, then we should go for GUM. Or we should go for movements for change.
No. We go for Dr. Bawumia, please.
Or the new force. The new force too is there.
Actually, I don't know.
Have you followed any of his activities? So you don't really know much about him. And as far as you're concerned, it's Dr. Bawumia and nobody else.
Oh, yeah.
They can do whatever they want.
Because of the vision he has, the digital. Like for me, I'm so concerned about corruption and in all this stuff in society. It is not one party alone. if we don't put in place certain things to curb corruption, forget it. Everybody will come and do the same.
But these governments, they've not done too well with corruption either.
That's what they say every time a government is in power. When NDC was in power, that's what they said.
Yeah, but this government promised us heaven on earth. Ofori Amponsah.
Well.
So I mean, for a lot of Ghanaians, I'm sure they all thought that, oh, this is it. We're going to walk on streets of gold.
If anybody thinks like this is it, then the thing is endemic. It's in us. Listen, it's not a government, it's the people. Listen.
I'm listening. Oh, I'm listening.
The thing is in us, the people. As I said before, we have to do an introspection of ourselves. It is us. Because it is me, I'll vote for Bella, and Bella will be at the presidency. So if I say Bella, Charlie, you know me. Yeah, so the thing is, as I said before, like, the downturn, especially when it came to the 80s and the late 90s, it wasn't as easy.
Yeah.
So that also contributed to,
okay.
I mean, Rollins came to say he's killing it. You can't kill it. We have to kill it with structures.
Okay.
And when the structures are fixed,
we're good.
If it's something is digital, you cannot pay me anything.
Okay. Like I said, I don't want us to go too deep into politics because then
I
it becomes.
so.
I'll leave it there. But just quickly on the song, were you under a bit of pressure to outdo the song done by Daddy Lumba? Because you remember that one for Nana.
Yeah.
Na 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 na, you win. That's like a solid. Recording.
It was.
Whether you are for NPP, NDC, when that song plays, you dance.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So were you under a bit of pressure to sort of outdo that song or to match up to it?
I can't outdo my master.
Okay.
There is something that people say, and I just wonder. That Lumba is 1 in a million talent. We will see this. We will see maybe him in another 50 or 100 years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Even if it will happen again. So he's
a legend.
Phenomenal. He is. I am a singer too. I'm a song. He sees me more of as a songwriter. He's like, how do you write all these songs? But I see him as a spectacular singer and creative person.
Okay.
And
so you're not trying to beat him to it. You're giving him the respect. But are you still in touch with him?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah. When are you going to record a song together again?
Oh, Charlie, ask him right now on the screen.
Yes, we the millennials, we understand that era so well.
But I'm hoping it will come.
You owe us some music.
Yeah, I think so.
Whether with him or on your own.
Yeah,
promise me on this set that you are going to release another banger. You give me an album.
When I come back, the first thing I will do is I go to his house.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll put it before him.
I hear you. Yeah. We are waiting.
Yeah.
Do you feel you've not been appreciated over the years in terms of your music brand?
Yes, of course.
You feel that way?
I have played second fiddle all my life, and I know how to play it, and I know how to play it good. If you are not visible, you can do better than when you are just
out
everywhere.
There. Okay.
And so I am not concerned.
Okay.
One day posterity will just remember me for this whole song. So like for me,
that's enough.
Ghana right now, it's kind of like, you could be just so people can just forget you if you don't take care. You are on the stage and then the next thing you are off. So
it is well.
But I prepared myself before I became Ofori Amponsah. I'm not concerned about those things.
I see. Interesting. What's your favorite song of yours?
My favorite song would be Damabi.
Oh, you like that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Semiwa namandiana yo.
Oh, the voice. Oh my God.
Semiwa nani wajindiane kumi. Ora semiwa na besini.
No, listen, I told you, maybe I'm just being too much of a fanatic, so let me leave it here. But God bless my father's soul for introducing me to you, because we would play that every single day. Your album was fire. How many albums did you have, by the way?
It would be like maybe 15 or 14 albums.
Well, I don't think we had all the albums, but the major ones, we had them and we listened to them back to back. So it's an honor actually sitting here chatting with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the amazing work you've been doing.
Thank you.
And we're waiting for more. But we'll be right back. Don't go yet, so we're not done with you. And maybe it's time for you to go back and listen to all his old songs as well. So Filter, maybe we should do... We'll be right back, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show. And I know a lot of you are looking forward to more conversations with him. We'll probably do a part 2 of this another time. But he needs to catch a flight, so we're going to let him go at this point. But text us, let us know what your favorite Ofori Amponsah song is. And maybe you should go back online and check out his music videos and check out his songs as well. He is indeed a legend, if you ask me. And I've enjoyed all his songs. I hope you have as well. Thank you for joining us on the show today. A big thank you to my style team, Vive Styling, Nafsi MUA, and Hair Affairs